All right, Joellen.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a job to do today,
We've got a big job to do.
All right.
Look at all of this nice straw. This is a big pile of straw.
It is.
And when you get a windfall like this, you know, somebody gives you some straw for your garden, you take it. Because this is wonderful mulch for the garden. It will keep weeds down.
Okay.
So we're going to do something a little bit different since we've got all this. We're going to spread the straw out first, and then we're going to plant.
Okay.
You can use hay also, but actually straw will last longer because hay kind of mats together and ends up kind of stinking and decaying on top of the ground.
Yeah, a little slimy.
Yeah, it's bad. Straw does not do that, but it still holds the soil in place and keeps the weeds down.
Okay.
You want to start out with at least 6 or 8 inches of it, and you may have to move it around as it settles.
So what are the benefits of doing this, Joellen?
Well, first of all, it keeps the weeds down.
Yeah.
And then so your garden doesn't have to compete with your weeds. So the weeds are kept down. And then also, as it breaks down, it adds organic matter to your garden. So it's a win-win for everything.
It's a win-win.
And then think about the fruits. When they fall on the ground, they will not be on the actual ground, and it'll keep a lot of diseases from your vegetables. Like there won't be dirt splashing up on your tomatoes.
Okay.
And so it will keep your vegetables cleaner and more disease-free.
You think it'll keep out nutsedge?
Well, if it's tall enough, but I'm afraid nutsedge can get pretty tall, so nutsedge can go through landscape fabric, so I don't think we're gonna, we'll help some of it, but I don't think it's gonna get all of it. Looks pretty good. It's nice and thick.
All right, Joellen, so we got down the straw. So
straw.
What do you think?
It looks good.
Okay.
It's a 6 to 8 inches thick. Then we've taken all of our vegetables. We have seed and plants, and we've spaced them out where we want to plant them in the straw. And we've got our trellis up for the cucumbers to grow on when we plant those. So we need to start planting. And these are peppers. Yeah.
Right.
And what you're going to have to do is you got to move the straw out of the way till you get to the ground.
Okay.
And
there's the ground.
You dig your hole like you would a flower. I would leave the tags on so we know which one is which.
Do that.
You pull them out of the container. You see they're nicely not root bound, the nice root system on them. And you plant them so that the soil level is even with the top of the vegetable. And you can just move the straw slightly to fill in.
How about that? All right, Joellen, we got those pepper plants in the ground. Are they going to get choked out by the straw?
No, we've covered them up because the plants are already growing, so they can get the sunlight that they need, and their roots are shaded by the straw, and so are the weeds, so that we won't get weeds up around them. And you know, as they grow, the straw happens to shift with the weather that we get. You know, you just have to move the straw around to keep it nice and even across the whole garden.
Okay. Yeah, they're tucked in real nicely there.
Nice and neat.
I like that. So what are we going to plant now?
We're going to work on this trellis, and we're going to put some cucumbers to grow on it. But we have seeds of this, so we're going to have to do something slightly different.
Okay.
We're going to have to make a space for them through the straw, and sometimes your fingers do a better job of separating straw and finding the ground. Now we can see the dirt here. And I like to use this pointed hoe that sometimes they call a Moro hoe. It gets a nice straight line, separates the soil enough to plant some seeds.
And how many seeds do you think you can plant in there? Okay.
Well, since these seeds are not fresh, we're going to make sure that they get germinated. We're going to space them fairly close together. What I'll do is oops, I don't have that good of a seeder. And we shall see how many of these come up. If they are thin in one area and we want it thicker in another, we will move them around, because we can do that. And I like to keep the packet of what's there, and I usually set it in the ground close to where it is. And
it's like they cover them up.
you need to cover up the seeds.
Okay.
And then this is the other reason why I like the hoe. You like to firm the seeds to the soil, and it's real easy to do like this.
Okay. Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah,
Now,
that works.
we don't put the straw over this. We wait till they start germinating,
Okay.
because we don't want to shade them out before they even get started.
That's right, because they need sunlight.
So they need sunlight.
All right.
So
Got it.
when they start growing, we can start setting the straw around them.
Got it.
And then when they get taller, we can train them on the trellis. All right, yeah, now we've got more to plant. We've got some green bean seeds, we've got some tomatoes, some eggplant, and some zucchini. And so we'll finish planting those.
All right, let's get to it. All right, Joelle.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Well, I think we're gonna have a nice garden, especially with all this straw.
All right. So speaking of the straw, right? There's seeds of straw. So we need to be concerned about those seeds germinating?
Some will probably germinate, but this straw has been sitting here for a while.
Okay.
And it was harvested. So if there is some left in here, there might be a few. But it won't be a problem like you would think. And then hay, of course, doesn't have seeds usually. It's just cut grass. But again, it really mats to the ground, and there's not as much air movement with it as the straw. But either one will work.
Right, because I could definitely see people being concerned about that, you know, of course.
I can see that.
I can see that as well.
And of course, as these seeds germinate, we will start moving the straw in around them to keep the weeds down.
Okay.
And
So
we've got
that's
our
what we'll do with
cages.
the excess.
The excess straw.
Yeah.
If we need more, if it might get thin in some places and we want to put some more on it, we'll do that.
We'll do it. All right. That sounds like a plan to me.
Yep.
This is good work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it looks like later on this season. Huh?
It'll be pretty.
It's gonna be nice. So thank you much for that.
You're
Appreciate it, Joelle.